7 Eyewitness News starts right now.
A new Secret Service prostitution scandal uncovered by KIRO Team 7 investigators.
Bragging about being part of the Secret Service.
Our team travels to Central America and finds the facts. After KIRO 7 broke the news, calls for resignations, questions at the White House, and anger that agents put the president in danger.
This is about the life of the President of the United States and whether or not we put him in an environment where he is potentially vulnerable.
When Secret Service agents got caught hiring prostitutes in Colombia, KIRO Team 7 investigator Chris Halsney told us he knew it was not the first time.
We told him to go prove it and put him on a jet to El Salvador, a place that President Obama visited a year ago. You're about to see the stunning new developments Chris found. It's evidence that has congressional investigators seeking out what Halsney knows.
I'm in San Salvador, across the street from a strip club called Lips. It's only a few miles from the U.S. Embassy. This place is about to become ground zero for the next Secret Service hooker scandal.
Lips offers 40 strippers who get naked on 3 different stages, but it's the club's reputation for armed security and the ability to provide discreet privacy to VIP clientele that really makes it the favorite hangout for U.S. government employees. Managers tell us DEA, FBI, and the U.S. Embassy staff are regulars here. In March of 2011, just a few days before President Obama and his family flew to visit El Salvador, eyewitnesses with intimate knowledge tell me van loads of U.S. Secret Service agents spent several nights in the front row at Lips. Some of the men reportedly drank heavily, paid for sexual favors from their performers, then procured escorts to go back to their hotels.
Hi. My name's Chris Halsney. I'm a reporter from Seattle.
At considerable risk, we went to San Salvador to gather evidence of Secret Service misconduct in a country and at an earlier time than previously known.
We're here trying to track down some things about President Obama's visit last year with the Secret Service coming to the club.
Inside Lips, we witnessed and videotaped acts that would be illegal at strip clubs in the United States. Outside, guards, managers, and other employees verified that President Obama's Secret Service advance team descended on the club the week he was in town last year. However, we didn't just count on the word of strippers and bouncers.
Just listening to them, you know, is something that they do pretty much everywhere they go. It's part of their routine.
During the day, this bilingual Salvadoran subcontractor was hired to help the president's Secret Service advance team sweep streets for possible security threats. But at night, he says they partied with abandon, usually at Lips, until the early morning hours. We agreed to keep this eyewitness's identity confidential after first confirming his credentials.
They weren't bragging about how good the work was, it was just bragging about the time off they had.
Yeah, and it involved, like in Colombia, hookers.
Well, at least from my experience, I mean, I know they approached several of them at Lips.
Although our source says he repeatedly warned members of the Secret Service Advanced Security Team it was a really bad idea to take the strippers back to their hotel rooms, he says several agents candidly stated that they did this all the time and not to worry about it.
Did you get a feeling from your conversations with them that this is something that they did just about everywhere they went in a third world country anyway?
Definitely. I mean, that's something because, like I said, conversations I heard, I mean, they bragged about it. How good was the night at X-Plays, country. I mean, yeah, that's I heard that more than once.
The witness says in front of him, at least 2 agents openly offered strippers money to come back to their rooms at the Holiday Inn in San Salvador. That hotel kicked our cameras off the property without comment.
Several girls were approached. One in the military Secret Service approached them about getting a special service at the hotels.
I had a lengthy conversation with the owner of Lips inside his office, but he declined to go on camera. He did admit that Secret Service agents and other high-profile security personnel for Obama's team were here during his visit. However, he said he does not allow prostitution inside his club. Reporting in El Salvador, Chris Halsney, KIRO 7 Eyewitness News.
And with our investigation exploding today, our coverage expands to keep you on top of all of it. Throughout this 90-minute newscast, Chris will reveal never-before-heard details of his dangerous investigation into the strip club owner. And we talked to a former Secret Service agent living in Tacoma who explains why the scandal put the president's life in danger. But first, KIRO 7's Allison Grandy, who just got inside details of a late afternoon meeting in Washington, D.C. with the head of the Secret Service. Allison.
When that meeting ended 2 hours ago, we asked to talk with the head of the Secret Service. They told us no, but a congresswoman who was there told us one-on-one about the fallout of our investigation.
The Secret Service prostitution scandal that exploded in Colombia may be just the tip of the iceberg.
Reporter Chris Halsney of KIRO broke the story.
And when he did, it got immediate attention across the country, especially in D.C.
Obviously, I was more than upset and very disturbed that this might be the second incident that might occur.
Halsney's investigation triggered Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee of Texas, who sits on the Homeland Security Committee, to demand a meeting with the director of the Secret Service, Mark Sullivan.
I had a very productive discussion with the director, who is not taking this lightly, does not have all of the facts. And I think it's important, and I think the American people will want us to have the facts, but at this point, what we know is occurring is reaching out to get as much information from those supervisors who might have been on the ground in El Salvador.
She says there's a real problem at the Secret Service.
Let's not hide the fact that it may be a culture that is going on. Why be ashamed of saying that there is a problem? Let's just fix it.
And at this morning's press briefing at the White House, the El Salvador Secret Service scandal was the first question asked. Jay Carney's reaction?
As you know, the President was briefed by Director Sullivan. I do not have a point-by-point readout for you of that meeting. He was briefed on the investigation specifically into the incident in Colombia. That investigation is continuing.
Now, several members of Congress told us they didn't want to comment until our report aired. One congressman just told us he would call for a large investigation. Now, we're going to call some of those people now that our report has aired and bring you more fallout later on in this newscast.
And if you go to KIROTV.com right now, Team 7 investigator Chris Halsney has posted an exclusive article for our website about his dangerous journey and backstory about uncovering this new Secret Service scandal.
KIRO 7 Eyewitness News continues.
New at 6, we're revealing the owner of an El Salvador strip club at the center of the new Secret Service prostitution scandal. Why he told us about it and what the agents did with the women that's creating outrage.
I mean, I know they approached several of them.
The story KIRO Team 7 investigators broke, one of the biggest in the world right now, and new details breaking at this hour.
Secret Service is still engaged in an investigation.
News sources around the globe all turning to KIRO 7 for information. An hour ago, we took you inside that strip club for the first time.
And we are staying on top of this major story that first started with the prostitution scandal in Colombia and has grown to much more. KIRO 7 investigator Chris Halsney joins us now with new information on the owner of that strip club. Chris.
Angela, the strip club in San Salvador that we're talking about is called Lips. It's owned by an American businessman named DJ Ertl. He admitted to me that President Obama's Secret Service team partied at his club in March of last year, but that's not all. Our Saturday night in El Salvador started at this strip club called Lips. We were looking for eyewitnesses inside, but a heavily armed strip club security guard wasn't too sure about our camera and stopped us at the door. We're here trying to track down some things about President Obama's visit last year with the Secret Service coming to the club. Eventually, managers confirmed what another source had already told us. Van loads of the President's U.S. Secret Service advance team visited Lips repeatedly in the days prior to the President's arrival in that country.
Typical guys, I mean, they're hitting the town, so they wanted to see what the action was, and you know, it just so happened that I know a lot of good spots where you could get entertained, let your hair down, as we say, you know, so basically that's what I did. They went and enjoyed themselves.
Enjoyed themselves a great deal, according to Lips owner DJ Ertl. He declined to be on camera, but spoke with me at length. Ertl says he routinely provides discreet VIP services for a number of U.S. government employees, including staff at the U.S. Embassy, and at least 3 nights during Mr. Obama's visit to town last year, lots of Secret Service and military security guys. So what really went on here other than heavy drinking and enjoying performances of the 40 naked strippers?